Hi. So the movie I chose to review was called Living on $1. And essentially what it's about is four students travel to Guatemala, travel to a little place called Peña Blanca. And it's a region where 7 out of every 10 people live under the poverty line. And for like a gaze at that statistic, there's only 300 people in that region. And these people are pretty much all descendants of Mayans. They speak a dialect of Mayan called Cachacal, and they're mostly day laborers and farmers who don't really know what the day is going to bring them, financially speaking. And the movie itself is really incredible because it didn't just talk about uh, the living conditions of poverty necessarily and what those conditions brought about and how they got that way, but also their relation with the people that they lived with over their 8 week span when these filmmakers were only living on $1 a day, which was really incredible to see. They all lost, like, they were losing weight, they had no idea what they were doing, but they lived amongst these people, and these people were so accepting of them despite their cultural differences and all that. So um, what these guys would do, they would go every few days, they would go to the market with their rations. They would save up their rations. They would draw out days for each day. They would draw out how much money they're going to spend that day. Some days it would be zero. Some days it'd be one. On a lucky day, they get to spend none. And really, that was it all was up to chance on that. And they worked. They specified on three specific members of the community. One was named Chino, one was named Rosa, and one was named Anthony. And Rosa's conditions were she had to drop out of school after sixth grade because she had to work. She couldn't, like, she didn't have the option to keep going to school. Her family couldn't afford it, so she had to work. And her whole dream in life was to become a nurse. And towards the end of the movie, like, you saw her build up to that, and she was able to actually get a loan from the bank, which was so hard to do unless you went to this one place, which was called Grayleen, I think it was called, and that actually was very helpful for a lot of people. A lot of women were empowered through it. Anthony, on the other hand, was one of the only members of that community with a stable job. He was getting a paycheck, and he actually set up his family was so generous. I just don't think I have enough time to talk about that, but um, he set up something really genius, which was it was a savings club, which helped out all these members in his community, where there were 12 of them, and throughout the month, each of them would save $12 that they would give in a pot, and it would go to one of those random 12 people. So after a year, every one of them would get $144 at one point to get some sort of big ticket item like a new stove or just a new, like, household appliance or something that they really needed. And then there was Chino, who was he was about, I think he was 12 years old, and he had already accepted his fate that he was going to be a farmer for the rest of his life. He couldn't go to school anymore either, couldn't afford it, and his relationship with the boys who were doing the experiment, the documentary, was really incredible. He taught them so much. They taught him so much. Like, it was really cool to see. So I highly recommend that film. It was a really interesting look. I really kind of wish I could talk about it more. Looks like I'm hitting the 4 minute mark. All right. Thank you.